Ron Howard. Howard's production company with Brian Grazer, Imagine Entertainment, just inked a huge deal.
What if I told you that Ron Howard, the beloved director and actor, has just broken his silence on something that will completely shock you? After years of keeping quiet, Howard is finally opening up about a secret that has left fans stunned and curious. Get ready for a revelation that will change how you see this iconic Hollywood figure forever. You won't want to miss this. Ron Howard's early years on set. When Ron Howard was just 6 years old, he stepped into a role that would shape his entire life, playing Opie Taylor on The Andy Griffith Show. Opie was a mischievous yet sweet young boy who loved to explore and learn, all while being guided by his loving father, Sheriff Andy Taylor. From the very beginning, people loved watching Opie grow up on screen, and Ron's natural talent for acting made him a standout. Being on the show was a big deal, and it would be the place where Ron learned not only how to act but also how to be a thoughtful and hardworking person. Ron wasn't alone on his journey. He had the chance to work alongside amazing actors like Andy Griffith, who played his on-screen dad, and Don Knotts, who played the funny and quirky Deputy Barney Fife. Andy Griffith in particular became more than just a co-star, he became a mentor to young Ron. Andy taught him important lessons about being professional, kind, and humble. He always encouraged Ron to do his best and showed him what it meant to care about the work he did. Their relationship was much like a real father and son, and Ron looked up to Andy in many ways. Even though Ron loved acting, it wasn't always easy for him to grow up in front of millions of viewers. He wanted to play with friends, run around, and be a normal kid, but being a TV star made that tricky. Sometimes he felt torn between being famous and just being a kid. The attention he got from fans was overwhelming at times. People would recognize him everywhere he went, which made it hard for him to just blend in and play like other kids. There were even some funny and frustrating moments while filming the show. One time during the opening scene, Ron was supposed to throw a rock into a lake. The rock had to make a big splash, but no matter how many times he tried, it just wouldn't go far enough. The crew had to work together to get the perfect shot. And Ron learned that sometimes even small things can be a big challenge, but he didn't give up. And with a little help, they finally got it right. Moments like this helped Ron understand that success often comes with a mix of patience, practice, and teamwork. Despite the tough moments, Ron's time on The Andy Griffith Show helped shape him into the talented actor and filmmaker he would later become. He learned to work hard, to be patient, and to appreciate every opportunity. All these lessons became very important when he grew up and decided to try something new, directing movies. And what a director he became! Ron's career as a filmmaker truly took off. One of his first big hits was a movie called Apollo 13, which told the story of astronauts facing a crisis in space. The film was a huge success and showed just how skilled Ron had become. With stars like Tom Hanks, Kevin Bacon, and Ed Harris, the movie captured the hearts of audiences around the world. Ron received lots of praise for his work, and Apollo 13 even earned 9 Academy Award nominations. This was just the beginning of a long and impressive career as a director. He went on to make many more memorable movies. How the Grinch Stole Christmas was a colorful and whimsical film that brought Dr. Seuss's beloved story to life, while A Beautiful Mind earned him 4 Academy Awards, including 1 for Best Director. This film told the story of a brilliant mathematician named John Nash and his struggles with mental illness, and it moved audiences everywhere. Ron's talent for storytelling and working with talented actors became a hallmark of his career. In 2005, he directed Cinderella Man, a movie about a boxer named James J. Braddock, which was praised for the heartfelt performances by Russell Crowe and Renee Zellweger. Ron's journey from a child actor to one of Hollywood's best directors is truly inspiring. While The Andy Griffith Show laid the foundation for his career, it was Ron's determination to keep growing and challenging himself that set him apart. He always found new ways to tell stories and connect with people. Whether through heartfelt dramas, thrilling adventures, or magical tales, Ron's talents extended to making movies based on books written by Dan Brown. In 2006, he directed The Da Vinci Code, a thrilling mystery starring Tom Hanks. This film became a huge hit and led to more movies in the series, including Angels and Demons and Inferno. These movies fascinated audiences with their mix of adventure, history, and puzzles, even if critics sometimes gave mixed reviews. In 2008, Ron directed Frost Nixon, a movie based on real-life interviews between former President Richard Nixon and talk show host David Frost. This movie had powerful performances by Frank Langella as Nixon and Michael Sheen as Frost, along with other talented actors. People loved the intense back and forth between the characters, and critics praised the film for its gripping storytelling. Throughout his career, Ron received many awards and honors. In 2009, he was recognized for his incredible contributions to filmmaking, and his legacy continues to inspire young actors, directors, and anyone with a dream. Even though The Andy Griffith Show was known for its light-hearted fun, things weren't always perfect behind the scenes. Andy Griffith, who seemed calm and friendly on screen, sometimes clashed with Frances Bavey, who played Aunt Bee. They had different ways of working and didn't always get along. Andy also had disagreements with Don Knotts. Even though they were good friends, Don had to balance his work commitments, which created some tension. But through all the ups and downs, everyone worked hard to make The Andy Griffith Show the beloved series it became. In later years, Frances Bavey even apologized to Andy, showing that forgiveness and kindness can help mend any rift. Ron Howard's early challenges. Ron Howard's early years on The Andy Griffith Show were full of laughter, lessons, and a few unexpectedly tough moments. Like that time he had to eat pickles. Yep, you heard right. For most of us that might not seem like a big deal, but young Ron absolutely despised pickles. When the script for the now famous episode The Pickle Story came up, it called for Opie and the rest of the cast to taste Aunt Bee's not-so-tasty homemade pickles. The reactions? Not exactly acting. Poor Ron had to choke them down, and his real-life disgust made the scene all the more memorable. Ron later admitted that eating those pickles was one of the hardest things he had to do during his time on the show. Imagine that, a kid starring on one of TV's biggest hits battling one of his own tiny taste bud nightmares in front of millions.